Juan López Aguilar, you've just come out of the Libe committee that was discussing visa exemptions for the UK following Brexit. A lot of strong feelings in there, particularly from Spanish MEPs. What is your view on the proposal as it's currently laid out?
The goal is to be done. We have to deliver. We all want this exemption. We all want this file to see the light of the day. But we must have in mind that when it comes to visa exemptions, to visa waiver in reciprocity, it's not only the European Parliament, it's also the Council for the goal to be achieved. And the Council has made it clear. 27 member states have endorsed the position to specify that there is an integral part of the UK, which is Wales, Scotland, England, and Northern Ireland, and there are overseas territories, and there is a third thing at stake, which is Gibraltar, a territory in dispute, and according to international law, which is binding for the European Union, and according to the rulings of the European Court of Justice, Gibraltar is a colony. And that is precisely the sense of the footnote that has to be endorsed through the process. We want flexibility from the European Parliament because Spain has made it clear that without the consent of Spain, there will be no bilateral agreement between the European Union and the United Kingdom in the post-Brexit affairs, and this happens to be the case.
Is there a danger of souring relations with the UK? Many British people go on holiday in your constituency, Las Islas Canarias, and across Spain. Are you worried that by taking such a strong position that goes against the UK's current view of that description, that will damage British-Spanish relations?
You have just made the point. We all want visa waiver. We all want visa reciprocity. But we remind precisely the rapporteur from the European Parliament that it takes the Council to make the final decision, to make the final goal, to see this visa waiver reciprocity in place. In order to modify the regulation concerning visa reciprocity, it takes also the Council, and the Council has made it clear. So at least some flexibility should be shown in order to make it clear that the different territorial situations as regards the UK citizens have to be incorporated in the text. And that is precisely the point. You have just made it. We all want visa waiver reciprocity, but we remind that the international law and the European Court of Justice, which is European law for that matter, says it clear that the Gibraltar thing is not an integral part of the UK. It's a different thing. And that is precisely the sense of this footnote, just to remind that UK citizens will be benefiting from this visa waiver reciprocity in the terms that have been worded by the European Council position.
Some MEP said that this wasn't a matter that was raised in the negotiating guidelines. It isn't in the withdrawal agreements. Is this a cynical approach by Spanish MEPs to ahead of the general election in April?
On the contrary, have you read the declaration of the Commission and the Council? Have you read it? Have you read Article 50, which says it clear that there will be no deal between the European Union and the United Kingdom regarding Gibraltar without the consent of Spain, because Spain has a territorial dispute on Gibraltar, because Spain has a say in this matter, and Spain is the member state staying in the European Union. It is the UK leaving the European Union. So I think it doesn't make any sense that the one leaving tries to put conditions to the rest of the member states staying in the European Union. And all of the member states, unanimity in the Council have endorsed the position that when it comes to defining the territorial components of the UK citizenship, it has to be made clear that there is an integral part of the UK, which is not the case of Gibraltar, and there is a third thing, which is Gibraltar. which needs the consent of the Council in order to benefit from visa waiver reciprocity. And the Council has made it clear by unanimity that this footnote has to be endorsed.